Chapter 36, Southern California, 2004. A Majestic 12 had reluctantly agreed to continue their disclosure plan, gradually revealing more and more information about the existence of aliens to mankind. As part of this plan, certain species would no longer hide their presence when passing near the top-secret extraterrestrial underwater base located near Catalina Island. The disclosure plan created a sense of unease and uncertainty among the other aliens and I. We were unsure if it was the right choice or if it would lead to dangerous consequences. However, we all knew that we couldn't turn back now. Most sightings were typically from military aircraft of the United States, their powerful engines roaring as they soared through the vast open skies. The pilots, loyal to their government and bound by duty, worked tirelessly for the President of the United States. However, these sightings were not always disclosed to the general public, shrouded in secrecy and hidden from prying eyes. The consensus among my fellow extraterrestrials was that a more concentrated effort was necessary in order to reveal ourselves. We decided that we needed to pursue disclosure with a subgroup of humans besides fighter pilots. As my fellow aliens and I continued to observe and study Earth, we couldn't help but develop a fondness for a particular subculture of humans known as surfers. And so, in an attempt to bridge the gap between worlds, it was agreed that my fellow aliens and I would make ourselves visible to the surfers at regular intervals. The surfers would look on in awe, their tanned and muscular bodies glistening in the sun as they rode the waves. It was a sight that never failed to bring a smile to my fellow aliens' faces, as they were reminded of the simple joys of life here on Earth. The surfers were certainly a tribe of interesting creatures, their existence intrinsically tied to the ebb and flow of the ocean. With an intensity that rivaled our own cosmic journeys, they rode its waves with fearless determination. Their surfboards, each one a masterpiece adorned with vibrant designs, served as their earthly vessels of exploration, each bearing witness to their fiery devotion to the ocean. I was entranced by the surfers' ancient rituals, watching in awe as they stood at the water's edge. With intense focus, they scanned the horizon for the perfect wave, a quest for harmony with the primordial forces of nature. Their attire, a tapestry of vibrant wetsuits, and bold, colorful shorts, spoke to their deep connection with the oceanic realm. To me, they embodied a nomadic spirit, navigating the vast cosmic currents of Earth's vast seas. Every movement was fluid and purposeful, as if they were communing with some unseen force beyond our understanding. The crashing of the waves and the salty tang of the air only added to their mystical aura. I could not help but take a great amount of interest in these particular earthlings. As days transformed into weeks, I fully immersed myself in the daily rituals of the surfers. They spoke a unique language of their own, a lexicon of waves, tides, and swells. Each wave was not merely a physical force but a cosmic dance, a fleeting moment of transcendence when they harnessed the energy of the ocean. When the surfers would end a conversation with me, they would advise me to hang loose as they strolled away. I was particularly fond of this ritual. Their interactions and bonds with one another piqued my curiosity even further. The surfers shared tales of their adventures with me, stories that spoke of cosmic connections with the ocean, tales of oneness with the vast, blue expanse. They extended a heartfelt welcome to my fellow extraterrestrials and I, inviting us to share in their earthly odyssey. Despite my best efforts, I couldn't seem to escape the constant contradictions of this earthly world. While everyone seemed to be searching for a deeper connection with the ocean, there was also an underlying obsession with material possessions. Surfboards, usually seen as tools for spiritual fulfillment, had also become symbols of status and desire. It was a paradox that constantly haunted me, the struggle between pursuing spirituality while being engulfed in the materialistic desires of society. It was a reflection of the internal conflict within every human being. As I delved deeper into my own celestial growth, I became fully immersed in the world of the surfers. We moved as one with the waves, our bodies gracefully gliding through the endless sea. With each ride, I felt an overwhelming sense of unity and passion that flowed through us all. The roar of the ocean echoed around us, a constant reminder of its mighty power and our symbiotic dance with it. As I walked along the shore, I was drawn to a group of surfers gathered in a circle. Their eyes were bright with excitement. As we shared our thoughts and experiences, I further realized that these were not just thrill-seekers chasing waves, but guardians of the ocean's mysteries and protectors of its delicate balance. They spoke of the mighty force of the sea, and its fragility in the face of human actions. In turn, I explained to them the importance of maintaining this balance for the health of their planet. The surfers' passion for their craft extended beyond riding waves. It was rooted in a deep understanding of the ocean's role in sustaining life on Earth. In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for these earthly stewards and their unwavering dedication to preserving this vital environment. Amidst the sea-salted air and sun-kissed sands, I bore witness to a profound awakening within the surfer subculture. It was a realization that surpassed the tangible world and delved into something deeper, the interconnectedness of all life. The ocean was no longer just a playground for these surfers, it was a source of spiritual sustenance. With each wave, they were reminded of the cyclical nature of life and their role in it. The vibrant blue waters reflected the endless cycle of birth, growth, and eventual return to the earth. It was a powerful reminder that we were all connected, like drops in an infinite ocean. It was decided to take a couple of these surfers to our underwater base near Catalina Island. The underwater base was a magnificent structure, its smooth metallic walls glistening in the sunlight that filtered through the crystal-clear ocean waters. Fish of all colors and sizes swam around the base, their scales reflecting light in a dazzling display. As we descended into the depths of the ocean, the sleek, metallic walls of our underwater base came into view. The blue-green light filtering through the water illuminated the structure, giving it an otherworldly glow. The two surfers, named Todd and Woody, were blindfolded for their own protection as well as our own, as I guided them towards the entrance. As we entered the base, Todd and Woody's blindfolds were removed, revealing their wide-eyed amazement. They looked around in awe at the advanced technology and futuristic design of our underwater home. The walls were lined with observation windows, offering a breathtaking view of the ocean floor. I led them through the main living quarters, explaining how our team of scientists and researchers lived and worked here to study the Earth's mysteries. We passed by a state-of-the-art laboratory where alien scientists were conducting experiments on marine life and studying the effects of human actions on the ocean. Next, we entered the control room, where advanced computer systems monitored and tracked Earth life in real time. I showed them how we used this information to better understand and protect the planet's delicate balance. Todd and Woody were fascinated by all that they saw, asking questions about everything from how we obtained food to how we generated oxygen within the base. I answered their questions eagerly, happy to share our knowledge with these curious surfers. Finally, I took them to our observation deck, where they could see firsthand what they had only experienced from above before, the majesty of the ocean. Schools of fish swam by as dolphins played in the distance. The sun's rays filtered through the water, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. As Todd and Woody gazed out at this vast underwater world, I could see their appreciation for it growing even more. They understood even more now why we all needed to protect this fragile ecosystem. We spent hours on the observation deck, sharing stories and insights into our respective worlds. As we watched a pod of whales pass by in the distance, it was clear that our connection went beyond words or cultures. It was a deep bond forged by our mutual love for this planet. The surfers watched in amazement as I began to converse with the whales. As the sun began to set and the whales disappeared into the distance, I turned to Todd and Woody with a smile. "Shall I now return you to your homes?" I asked. They nodded eagerly and followed me back through the base. As we walked, they couldn't stop talking about what they had just witnessed. It was clear that their minds had been opened to a whole new world. But before I put their blindfolds back on them in advance of their journey home, we headed towards the main living area where we were greeted by some of my colleagues. Todd and Woody's eyes widened at the sight of these otherworldly beings, but they remained calm as I introduced them. "This is Captain Zorek," I said, gesturing towards a tall, blue-skinned alien with piercing red eyes. "And this is Scientist Lyra," I continued, motioning towards a smaller green creature with robotic arms. Todd and Woody shook hands with both of them, still in awe of their presence. "We were just about to have dinner," Captain Zorek said, leading us towards a large dining table where an assortment of food was laid out. As we ate, Todd and Woody couldn't help but ask questions about our different species and how we all managed to coexist in this underwater base. We happily shared our knowledge with them, explaining how our diverse backgrounds had actually helped us to understand and appreciate each other's cultures even more. After dinner, we went back to the observation deck for some more ocean gazing. As we sat there in silence, taking in the beauty of the ocean, Surfer Todd finally spoke up. I never would have imagined that something like this could exist, he said with wonder in his voice. That's because most people don't take the time to look beyond what they already know, I replied. But you two surfers are different. You're always seeking new experiences. Todd and Woody smiled at each other, knowing that it was true. They had always been curious, and as their time at our base came to an end, Todd and Woody expressed their gratitude for allowing them to experience something so unique and so beautiful. They promised to spread the message of conservation to the others of Earth. Despite their initial excitement and interest during the tour, I couldn't help but question if it had ultimately been a mistake. One of them ended up behind bars for dealing something called illicit substances, and the other was sent to a mental hospital shortly after our time together at the base. Was it my fault for exposing them to this world? Or were their paths already set in motion before they even stepped foot on the base? I couldn't shake off the feelings of both guilt and uncertainty. The doubts among my extraterrestrial peers became palpable as we considered the potential impact of our planned disclosure to humankind. Could they handle it? Could they understand and accept our existence? These questions weighed heavily on everyone's minds as there was now a growing desire to slow the pace of disclosure even further. The once steady stream of disclosure many felt should now become a mere trickle, as if trying to protect humankind from being overwhelmed. Many aliens now believed that going forward, that knowledge should be shared at only a glacial pace, slowly and steadily, like an unstoppable force inching its way forward. Despite our advanced technology and understanding of the universe, we were treading carefully with this delicate matter.